During my time at USF, I discovered that learning happens far beyond the walls of the lecture hall.
Студенты из 145 стран мира считают USF своим домом.
Tình bạn mà bạn trau dồi suốt đời sẽ giúp bạn trở thành một nhà lãnh đạo chuyên nghiệp trong chuyên ngành mà bạn đã chọn.
Como miembro de nuestra comunidad, te celebraremos por ser quien eres.
একজন পথপ্রদর্শক hawar jonno ekhane shob rokomer upokaron pabe.
Chuo chetu ni jumuiya ya watu kutoka mataifa mbalimbali na wote tunajifunza kwa wenzetu.
As you get to know your neighbors, you'll discover that you have much more in common with them than you ever thought possible.
Our uniqueness makes us special. Our unity gives us strength. Join us on campus. Live the Bull's life.
Hi, my name's Jess. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm a first-year student studying environmental biology. Sustainability to me means making your impact on the earth as slight as possible. In junior year, I took a marine biology class and we watched a documentary called Rising Extinction. And I know it sounds really cheesy to say a documentary changed my life, but it really did. I saw all of these things that I could do to help, and from that moment I was like, yeah, I want to be a scientist. People always tell me it's not possible to change everybody's ways. It's not possible for people to stop eating meat or to recycle. And I think it's really important to realize that one person can really make a change, because this one person can impact another person, and etc. And that can lead on and on to other people. So I actually want to become vegan. However, I have been vegetarian for almost a year now. I think that people eat what they eat because it's convenient for them. We are just a really selfish species, and we go for convenience. I think it's really important to understand that you should be a teacher, not a preacher towards things, especially when it comes to something like sensitive, like sustainability, because sustainability is different for every single person.
Gregory Bowers, Sierra Rose, Maxwell Morinelli, Elisa Goldberg, Irene Naomi, Courtney Cadogan, Geraldine Paredes, June Dickens, Chris Herrera, Stephanie Jockman. Wednesday, April 11th, 2018. Coming to you from the beautiful University of South Florida campus in Tampa, it's USF Housing Live!
All right. Welcome everyone. This is USF Housing Live. I'm your host, Gregory Bowers with Housing Residential Education here at the beautiful University of South Florida in Tampa. Our motto, best place to live, best place to work, best place to learn. We've got an amazing lineup of guests tonight, and we're here to answer your questions. Before we meet them, I want you to remember, you can go ahead and type in the comments any of your questions, comments, shout outs, whatever, and I'll answer you in real time right here with our experts. So let's go ahead and meet who we've got on the show tonight. We have Anthony Iannelli from the Rising Health Professionals Living Learning Community. Anthony, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Greg. Happy to be here.
Glad to have you here. You are a first-timer, aren't you?
This is my first time.
All right, we'll be gentle.
Please, thank you.
Also joining us, we have the other Greg Wance from the Pre-Nursing Living Learning Community. Greg, welcome.
Thanks, Greg. It's an honor to be here.
Happy to have you, Greg.
Thanks, Greg.
Let's do this. Now, I got some questions for you, Greg, and so we'll roll down there. And again, anyone watching, if you've got a question, type in the comments. We'll answer you in real time. So tell me, who are you and what do you do here?
So my name is Greg Wance. I'm an academic advisor with the University of South Florida College of Nursing. I specifically work with our pre-nursing students over in our college, and I'm the coordinator for our pre-nursing living learning community.
So tell me more about this. What are some of the things you're most looking forward to with the Pre-Nursing LLC next year?
I think one of the biggest things that we're really looking forward to for our Pre-Nursing LLC next year would be that move to Juniper Hall. For the past 4 years, we've been in Maple Hall, and now we're finally ready to expand, ready to include more students into our LLC experience. So we're making that move over to Juniper and also to be closer to the College of Nursing because it is on that same side of campus.
That's very cool. That's working out for you. Awesome. You got to tell me, what's one of the things that you hope students will take away from your LLC experience?
I think one of the biggest things I would want a student to take away from our LLC experience would be that connection with the career of nursing. That's a big thing that students don't sometimes get in the classroom, especially if you're just taking those prerequisites like anatomy and physiology and microbiology. You really want to know more about the nursing career. So that's what our LLC brings in, that connection to nursing and also finding out more about what a nurse can do and all those different facets of nursing.
So what is a major strength of the Pre-Nursing LLC experience for our students?
I think our major strength of that is connecting those students to faculty members and those in the community who are working as nurses. That's a big point of our LLC experience, is just getting those faculty in the LLC, meeting with students. You don't even have to leave the residence hall to go meet with your faculty in the College of Nursing. We'll actually bring them in on a monthly basis.
That's awesome, and it sounds like a networking opportunity.
Oh, it's a great networking opportunity for all of our students.
So you got to tell me a little bit about how the Pre-Nursing LLC has impacted the College of Nursing.
I would say one of the biggest impacts our Pre-Nursing LLC has had on our College of Nursing is with our upper division program. That's what we call our traditional program here at USF, and it is an extremely competitive program. We have a couple hundred students every year apply for very few spots, and our average acceptance rate for all students is roughly between 12 and about 20%. Given on the year, it fluctuates from year to year, but what we see with our Pre-Nursing LLC, they do a much better job. They get into the nursing program on a much higher rate, sometimes anywhere between 40 to 70% if we look at just the Pre-Nursing LLC students who are applying for our College of Nursing, and they make up a large portion of our nursing program here at USF, and we're happy to have them.
That is incredible. I mean, first of all, hearing about how competitive it is, but just the difference in students who live in the LLC. So I got to ask, what are 3 words you'd use to describe this experience, thinking about how competitive it is? What are they getting out of it? What are those 3 most powerful things?
I would say those 3 most powerful things. The first thing would be it's studious. We have a tutor who comes in who tutors our students in anatomy and physiology, microbiology, nutrition. And so it's a very studious group because they know that they have to have a high GPA in order to get into the College of Nursing. I would also say they're very dedicated. They're all there to be nurses. They're all there to get into a College of Nursing. And that's the big thing, is that they are very dedicated for that goal at hand. I'd also say that we're also fun. They have some fun and they meet friends over in the LLC. And we do some fun events throughout the year, like going on beach trips, doing some laser tag, trying to take that stress off from classes, but also trying to provide that studious atmosphere.
And so you got to tell me, what has been your favorite event or program that you've put on with the students in the LLC?
That's a good question. I would have to say my favorite event would be that Dining with the Deans event. We have a formal dinner that we've held in the Alumni Center for the past 2 years, and we kind of did it in a speed dating type style for our students this past year, where they actually, each course, they got to rotate and meet a new dean from our College of Nursing. So it was a formal event, and our students had a blast with that event.
It sounds ultra classy. I have to ask, was it monocles required?
Monocles were optional, but if a student wanted to wear a monocle, I'm not going to tell them no.
That's excellent. So for those of you just joining us, we are speaking with Greg Wance from the Pre-Nursing LLC. And so if you're interested in that program, think about what you're going to get out of the LLC experience. Definitely very, very powerful stuff, and it's going to help you get into what is a very competitive program. And so got another question for you. This is the big question. When's the best time for a student to apply to join your LLC?
I think the best time for a student to apply to join the LLC would be that right now, as soon as possible, because the thing is our LLC does fill up very quickly. I mean, not right now while we're filming, because the thing is you are going to want to keep watching Housing Live today. But I would say
Thank you. I appreciate
right
that.
after.
Don't leave us yet, people. There's only a few minutes to wait, but right after the show. Why apply soon?
Because right now I believe we're at about 60% capacity, and we're believing that we might be full even before students start coming for orientation. So that's why it's very important to apply early on, so that way we could find you a spot in our living learning community.
And you've been growing over the years, right?
Yes, we have.
More spaces this upcoming year?
For the past few years, we've had about 56 students, but we have had such a high demand with our living learning community that we were able to expand to 68 this year, And added benefit, we're also including some public health students this year as part of our Living Learning Community experience to focus on the full aspect of healthcare, not only the care aspect that a nurse gives, but also the prevention and the way that we could promote healthy living from the public health perspective as well.
Awesome. Well, Greg, thank you so much for coming on the program tonight.
Thank you.
And we're going to be back with Greg Wance and Anthony Iannelli, but first, we have a little video we want to roll for you because though we're talking about 2 of our LLCs, there are actually 14 living learning communities here on the USF campus in Tampa. And so we've got a quick overview video to show you so you can learn a little bit more. And again, if you've got questions, go ahead, type them in during the show. We'll answer you right here in real time. So hang on, folks. We have more USF Housing Live coming your way right after this.
Enrich your experience in a living learning community. Become tomorrow's business leader. Explore a myriad of career opportunities in education. Get in-hall academic support so you can excel. The place to live for high-achieving students. Achieve success through peer support. Maintain your competitive edge. Explore a broad range of career opportunities. Connect with other STEM majors. Immerse yourself in the field of advertising. Use ASL in daily life. Be truly green with other like-minded bulls. Prepare for a commission in the U.S. Armed Forces. Welcoming all LGBTQ+ and allied students. Share in the residential experience with other SSS students. Apply in the housing portal on our website and prepare to live the Bull's life.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Gregory Bowers with Housing and Residential Education. That's Greg Wance with the Pre-Nursing LLC, and this is Anthony Iannelli, who's not Greg. How are you doing, Anthony?
Well, I'm not Greg, but besides that, I'm doing really well.
Okay, well, nobody's perfect, so we'll give you a pass on that. Anthony, tell me, who are you and what do you do here?
I'm a pre-health advisor here at USF in the USF Division of Health Professions Advising. And also, I'm a coordinator of the brand new Rising Health Professionals Living Learning Community.
I'm glad you mentioned that. We've got the new car smell, Rising Health Professionals LLC. So how did this come to fruition?
At USF, about a fourth of our population has students that are interested in going into a health profession. So we saw a need. So through collaboration with my office and housing and some pre-health students, we were able to put this together and start it this coming fall.
That's very cool. So tell me, what is your LLC all about?
It's a community for students that are interested in going into one of the various health professions, including medical school, dental school, physical therapy, and so on. So it's a community where they can all work together in their classes and also learn what it takes to get into the health professional programs itself.
So what are some of the main benefits of joining the Rising Health Professionals LLC?
So students will have a full-time designated pre-health advisor to work with them in the residence halls and outside of the residence halls. They'll be able to get connected to health professionals in the local Tampa Bay community, and also they'll be able to take advantage of in-hall tutoring.
That's very cool. You're saying they're meeting professionals in the hall and out, right?
Yeah, so they'll be able to network in the hall. We'll have health professionals come inside of the residence halls. Maybe we'll have dinner one night, be able to answer some questions about what they do. But then also we'll have opportunities in the local hospitals to where they'll be able to get some hands-on experience and see what these health professionals do on a daily basis.
That's so very cool, because I know we talk about the academic side and in classroom, but it sounds like what you're offering is actually getting out there in the field early.
Yeah, with medical school, dental school, it's just so competitive to get into these programs. So the earlier that these students could start getting these experiences inside of the classroom and outside of the classroom, the better off they'll be in the long run.
So if I'm applying for the Rising Health Professionals LLC and I'm wondering where am I going to be living?
We are located on the second floor of Beacon Hall. So Beacon Hall just had its first year of operation and will be a part of the second year and on the second floor of Beacon Hall.
Awesome. And so don't worry if you want a new building. Beacon is less than 1 year old, everyone. And so still pretty darn new over there.
Exactly.
Beacon's fun because they have shuffleboard on the first floor. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah.
It's very bougie. Monocles required, of course, but they do have shuffleboard. So can you tell me a little bit about how students will be able to apply for your LLC?
They'll be able to apply on usf.edu/LLC. And then once they get to that page, they'll click Rising Health Professionals, and then they'll see the online application to apply.
And so for students that aren't in the Rising Health Professionals LLC, how can they meet with their pre-health advisor, and where's that office located?
So our office is located on the second floor of the library. We're located right next to the Smart Lab, which students that are going to be taking math and science classes at USF will get to know very well. And then also next to our undergraduate research office. So we're in a very prime location. So if students wanted to meet with our office, what they would need to do would attend a welcome group advising session. And then after they attend a session, they'll be able to then meet with one of our advisors individually.
Awesome, excellent. So is there still space in your LLC?
There still is a limited space, so please apply right away. So as Greg was saying with the Nursing LLC, with the Rising Health Professionals LLC, you'll want to apply right now after the show.
Okay, everyone's like very afraid, like, yeah, you will not leave. Don't touch that computer screen? Do I say don't touch that dial? Do I sound old if I say that? I think so.
A little old, yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Anthony. This is what happens when you bring someone on the show that's not named Greg. It just gets crazy. Now, a fun fact, something we were talking about before the show, is you are both graduates from the University of South Florida, both undergraduate as well and grad school?
Yes.
Right, both of you? Well, I went here for grad school myself, but you two have got me beaten. So you've seen USF change. I'm just curious, Greg, can you tell me, since you started here as an undergrad and looking at USF today, what has been some of the most significant change you've witnessed?
I think the most significant change I've really witnessed on this campus is the commitment to student success. I mean, that's a big thing, that we are very committed to student success and seeing students graduate, not only just on time, but within that 4-year span, that 6-year span, and also just making sure that each student has that interaction, both inside and outside the classroom here at USF, to make sure that they are getting a great academic experience here.
I'm glad you mentioned that. And so for anyone curious, we are all over the news, folks. Go ahead and Google USF Student Success, and you'll start to see what we're looking at for our entering student GPA, our retention rates for students who return for sophomore year, graduating in 4 years, and those numbers have been skyrocketing in recent years. And so really, we are making our mark. And so, Anthony, if you can tell us, what has been most significant for you over the years?
When I first entered in 2007, the Marshall Center that you will see now was not there. It was a much smaller Marshall Center. It still had a very intimate feeling, but I was able to be a part of the construction of the new Marshall Center that all of you will see during orientation, and just seeing the change to that student center and all the opportunities that students have, it's just amazing, the changes over the years with that.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because the Phyllis P. Marshall Center is interesting in that USF students years ago actually lobbied state government to change the law to allow for a government building to be named after a living person, and that's actually our Marshall Center. And Phyllis Marshall was so popular with the students and so tied into USF, so special here, that in fact, after she passed, her ashes were scattered under what is now the Topiary Bowl on the north side. So if you see the Topiary Bowl on the north side of the Marshall Center, Phyllis Marshall is right there. And so just a little fun fact I want to share with everyone out there. I want to say thank you so much, Anthony, for coming on the program tonight.
I appreciate it, Greg. Thank you.
And Greg Wance, glad to have you here.
Always a pleasure to talk with another Greg.
We're having way too much fun with the Greg thing. I hope it's entertaining for all of you watching at home. And so that just about does it for us. But oh wait, I have a little update for you. So some of you are wondering about dining. Our current students, our incoming students have heard that there is a dining hall located on the first floor of Argos, and that's true. The Argos Dining Hall will be opening for the fall of 2018. You're going to be able to use your meal plan there, right there in Argos. It's going to be a great place to eat, hang out, study, and collaborate. We have a lot more information we're going to be sharing with you specifically about what's going to be offered in that space, also in the Pinnacle Hall retail space on the first floor over in the Village. And so more of these updates will be coming to you in your USF class group and on USF Housing Live. Our next show is next Wednesday, like every week. It's Beta and Beta or Cooler and Castor. We're going to address that question Wednesday, April 18th at 7 p.m. So please make sure you join us. I'm Gregory Bowers with Housing Residential Education. We are the best place to live, the best place to work, and the best place to learn. Thank you for joining us. But wait, there is just one last thing. Go Bulls! Good night, everyone.